When I started the work drama series, I always knew we would get here, but I didn't think we'd get here this fast. Now, for people who don't know, I made a bunch of work drama videos basically to expose toxic work culture and not to believe everything they tell you. Because they tell you a lot of bull, and some people believe it. I never did, you know, from all the way from episode 1. It's crazy how this went full circle. If you've never watched it, I'm not saying you have to understand what's going on. But just know it's crazy that we're here. So this is the work drama finale. You might be asking why. Well, if you're watching this video, you know why. Because I'm about to quit my job. I am about to quit my job. They have forced my hand to quit. Now, I'm going to just tell you what happened today. Let me just get right into it. I already wasted enough of your time. Right? It's going to be a long video. So I'm driving to work. All the songs I'm playing, they fire. And, midway through, I'm like, yo, this is usually not a good sign. Usually that means something bad finna happen at work. That every song, it's a long drive too. I'm like, yo, I don't know if this is a good sign or not. But, I'm like, whatever, right? I come to work. I see a few good people. My store manager's there. I'm like, ugh. I think I see what I was worried about. So I see him. He goes, hey, you clocked in yet? I'm like, nah. He's like, I got to talk to you. I knew it was going to be about the lateness, right? So, I don't know if I told y'all this, but I got a write-up last week. Not last week. I got a write-up last month for lateness. I'm going to hold off on that. So today, it's been a full month, right? He goes, hey, we talked about the lateness, what's going on, and since we don't see any improvement, here's a second write-up. That's basically what he said. And I'm looking at the paper, I'm seeing 8 minutes. I'm like, yo, you're dragging it. Now, there are some that says 20, 15, but a lot of it say 8 minutes. And then he even said today, oh, you were more than 10 minutes late. And here's my thing, right? Like, he said, well, what's going on? And I was like, yo, you moved the time back. That's not the issue. Like, okay, usually it was 5:30. I said, if you let me come earlier, we good. So today he goes, nah, we can't do that. Payroll, or if you come early, it's flagged, or it's against the rules. What's funny is last year he let me come early, but a certain ASM, a certain assistant store manager, had an issue with it and kept complaining about it. And then all of a sudden I can't come early anymore. But I ain't going to even get into that scumbag, because that's what he is. He's a Nepo scumbag. Okay. So I'm like, so what do you want me to do? He's like, to leave the house earlier. Because he said something about how you know the time. I'm like, bro, ETA stands for estimated time of arrival. That don't mean I'm going to come at 4:20. I can either come earlier or later. Right? And the thing for me is like, yo, 10 minutes is not... Like, if it take me an hour to get here and I came 10 minutes late, like, dog, I did the best I can for that day. But okay. He claims, well, you late other times. Of course, I'm going to be late other times. But I kept saying, like, let me come early. But this is what his response to me was. His response was, oh, well, you can leave your house. So, because I was supposed to be there at 4:30, I came at like 4:45. That's what he's tripping about. He's like, oh, leave your house at 3, come here by 4, and then chill until 4:27 because of the 3-minute grace period. I'm like, nigga, I'm not finna do that. For 2 factually good reasons. 1, I got a bad back. I already drove an hour over there. I gotta get up. Okay, I gotta get up. I gotta move around. I cannot do that. Second reason is, bro, people always ask me how I drive to work, and it's so far. It's not even far. It's just the traffic or whatever. It's New York. And the reason for that is my why. I want to go to work. I want to go to work, because I like it and I want the paycheck. So I want to go to work. I'm here to work. I did not drive an hour over here just to twiddle my thumbs. I could have done that at home. I could have been on the game. I could have been watching TV. I did not drive an hour here to be on my phone. I don't know how people do that at this job. And there was plenty of people doing that. I don't understand that mentality of just twiddling your thumbs, doing nothing, and they don't want to do anything. That's all these kids here. All these younger kids, these next generation, and even some people my age, they want to come to work and do nothing. It's a bizarre mentality that I don't understand. So I'm like, okay. So he says that. I'm like, that's the dumbest shit I ever heard. In my head, I'm like, whatever. So he goes and he tells me, well, I gave you 2. If you get one more, Sorry. If you get one more, that's termination. And when he said that, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I felt this strong sense of relief. Like, yo, God gave me the answer I'm looking for. Because I haven't been happy here. That's why I made those work drama vids. I I haven't been happy. And he was like, when he told me termination, I'm like, oh, so my time really is up. Because, look, my time in attendance is not going to improve because he won't let me come early. And, I'm not finna sacrifice my physical or my mental health for minimum wage. That's ridiculous, and it's not even like an indoor mall where you can chill. This is an outdoor mall. I don't stay in my car or be in the break room downstairs with some fake ass people that I'm tired of being around. So, with that being said, when he told me that, I felt this strong sense of relief, and I'm like, oh, one more termination, so I'm on borrowed time, and I'm like, well, that means it's time for me to go, because just like I just told you, time and attendance is not gonna change. Like if you put in 8 minutes, you're dragging it. And the fact that he said that with such confidence, I was just like, huh, you must not know me, son, because I'm gone. Like, you tell me that to my face, it's over. And here's the thing, right? Because I'm not mad. Generally, I'm relieved. And I know, you know, it's going to take a while for them to, like, try to replace me, because they will be fine. But it's going to be a different environment without me there. I did all the goddamn work. These kids are so lazy. I can do a whole 10 work drama vids on that alone. But my thing is, like, I'm not mad. And I'm not even mad at him, because at the end of the day, he's doing his job. I've been late all the time. There's got to be consequences. That's fair. But here's another fact, because that's a fact. Here's another fact. There's these girls that work at my job who, I promise you, there was a month they didn't come to work. They called out the day of because they was drunk from the night before. Where's their time in attendance? Because attendance has to do with you showing up to work. So I probably called out like 4 times. And I had good reasons. These people, they call out every week. They never come to work. They leave us high and dry. We got to clean up after them. There's even been times where, like, they got complaints from people online saying they talk loud and they gossip. And they don't get in trouble. And you're not finna tell me nobody else comes late. They're like, oh, you're late for half your shifts. All these girls aren't late. That guy that you just promoted ain't late. Everybody here is late. Even the managers are late. But yet, I'm drawing the short end of the stick. I'm the scapegoat. You want to scapegoat your best guy? That's cool. But that's another fact. What about all the other people that aren't getting in trouble? I only got in trouble. And like I said, it's fair. But what about them? You know? So, that's my feeling on that. And, I could go to the personal route and get crazy with it. I ain't gonna do it. All I'm gonna say is, you know, don't suffer for your job unless you're making enough. If you're making enough, maybe. If I'm not making nowhere near enough to be suffering, I was miserable for 3 months. I just got backstabbed. Now you're talking about, oh, termination. Well, I'm gonna terminate myself. I'm quitting. I'm gone. You heard it here first. Only reason why I'm staying for one more week is because I there's one more thing I gotta know. One more thing I gotta see how it goes down, and then I'm gone. One more week, 7-8 days. I'm out of here. I already called out for Saturday. I'm like, I ain't coming in. Fuck y'all. You know? So, no 2 weeks, then I'm gone. So, and it's like, I ain't gonna even make it a race thing. It's like, you're gonna fire one of the only black guys here. Like, the first guy's already gone. It looks like I'm next. I'm like, okay. Bye. You know? And another thing for me was, you a store manager, right? There's so many ways you could have gone about doing this. Let me come early, then let me leave early. Nah, we need you for this time. What you mean? If I'm here for this whole time, I could do enough and you clean it up. No, they don't want to do the work. They hire people that's their friends. They pull strings. It's like, yo, what did I walk into? And, it's like, there's just so many ways you could have just done. You could have just gone about it. And they didn't do that. And tons of micromanaging and stuff. And, it just became a toxic environment. It was just a whole thing. And, it just doesn't make sense. One of my points I've struggled for months, right, is you can't complain that a dude is late all the time, and then when a guy comes early, you penny pinching saying, "Yo, payroll, we not allowed, flag." You making up all these things, like you ain't got $9, and I know y'all lying because y'all have called me to come in earlier because y'all didn't want to do the work. There's been times they call me in like, "Hey man, can you do this? Because we need help." So now that I'm gone, I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know how they're gonna thrive. Um, it should be interesting. I'd love to be a fly on the wall once I'm done. But I was happy. I'm genuinely happy. And, my 2 cents is, like, if you're not happy at work, leave. Always leave, bro. There's gonna be another, like, first, I'm making minimum wage. I'm gonna find another minimum wage job. But there's always, light at the end of the tunnel. God gave me a lot of signs. He gave me a lot of grace. You know, this place, I've outlived it. I've been here too long, I feel like. They had a chance to promote me. They promoted the guy who had two people say they were uncomfortable around him, and they still promoted him. So he's a bad judge of character. They're going through some tough times because whatever, I'm not even going to get into all that. But, this is the work drama finale. It's finally over. I'm sure there'll be another toxic work environment I'm going to be a part of. I know I shouldn't think like that, but hey, it's real life, right? Hopefully my next journey is better. I've been looking for a new environment, a new place, and I finally got it. I finally got my why. He finally gave me the motivation and what's the word? Coincidentally to leave. I bet he thinks, like, yo, you can control it. You're right. I could sacrifice my back and cause me some mental stress because I'm always thinking like, yo, what am I doing here when I could have been making not $9, but like, yo, I could have just been working. You know, it's fine, truly, and the place was run by a bunch of idiots, and you know, good luck to them finding somebody better than me. I'm sure I had way more to say in the moment, but I was at work, and it is what it is. Like I said, generally not upset. Um, I'm happy to start a new chapter, and I hope this gives you a motivation to, like, if y'all in a tough spot, to dip out when you got a chance. Because there's nothing worse than staying at a job for years and not getting any recognition. And I was never going to get promoted or get recognized anyways. They had their chance and they didn't do it because I'm not their fave. So, I don't really care. So, appreciate y'all for tuning in, listening. I wonder if there's somebody who's watched every work drama episode and I have seen this. I'm not going to call it that. I'm probably going to call it story time. I finally quit my job, something like that. Things like that. Finally quit my job 2025. Something like that. So, hey man, appreciate y'all for listening. By this time, if you made it here, you're probably going to see a photo of something that, not that I live by, but something that definitely motivates me. All right? Peace out, guys. Have a nice night.